Hey there, friends, it's Simone. I'm here with snippets from my desk on July 14th, 2024. Let's start with my reading journal update, which I don't have to update because I'm not done with the book I'm currently reading yet. But I just realized that the charm is gone. That's unfortunate. It was that little coffee bean. Oh, I need to look and see if I can find it. What a bummer. I am currently listening to Christina Lauren, The Paradise Problem. I think this is their most recent release. I have really enjoyed their books in previous years, but maybe I have grown as a reader because I am 69% in and it's a nice book. But you know, it's nice. It's not, oh my gosh, this is so good. I used to love reading romance novels during the summer. And this one is just like, yeah, it's fine. It's cool. I don't know what it is. Let's see if it's still, if that feeling keeps staying. The other book that just came in, I postponed all of my Libby holds until after my sister had left, and so I got three book notifications this past Thursday, I think, or Friday. And so because most of them are really short, I decided, well, you know what, I'm just gonna go and get them all, because even though it's my local library where an audiobook is only able to be borrowed for 14 days, I can get through these three books in those 14 days. So I started with The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren, which surprisingly is not grabbing me as I expected the book to grab me. And then I also have Emily Henry, the newest one. I don't remember the title of it. Is that so forgettable? I don't know. I think I thought I remembered, but it's completely gone. That is also, I can also listen to that, and maybe I'm going to do that right after this one, because that will give me an opportunity to actually compare. It's two romance novels, it's two summer reads. Am I enjoying that one more, less, the same? Maybe I'm just not a summer romance reader anymore. So, but next time I'm gonna put that into my reading log. Yeah, it's going okay. I'm still, maybe also because I'm listening to this on audiobook. And I said it previously that audiobooks feel weird no, not audiobooks. Romance novels feel weird to listen to while at work. Just leaving that here. So I did get quite a few packages while I was this past week. And I have an unboxing for most of them. I pre-ordered this beautiful pen case at Liebe from the stationery selection, and I ordered some more stuff, so there will be a video. I already filmed it. It just needs to be descriptions made, titles written, and all that, and it's coming out soon. This is an amazing pen case. So cool. So that is new. And then I received two packages with items that are on loan. The first one are these two Waterman Carens. Both are fine nibs. This one is beautiful. I tested them both. They write slightly differently. Yup. And if you remember correctly from my last episode, I also purchased one. It's just not here yet because it's a pre-order. So the one that I purchased is a medium nib. And I have amazing viewers here on YouTube who offer to send me items so that I can try them out, share them with you. So there's going to be a video about this one too, but I'm able to keep these pens for as long as I would like. And so I'm definitely choosing to keep them until my pre-order comes in and I can try that pen and compare the fine with the medium nib. And then another friend reached out and offered to send me 2 of the hand-turned pens that she owns. One of them is from Walltown Pens. This one is an Onslow model in primary manipulation 1. And then this one is the Bone Crusher 7 Studios Velma model that I have been wanting to try since my friend Shauna has been saying that this is the perfect pen. And so she sent this over to me. This is the Water Lily Koi resin. And 2 things happened. First of all, I am absolutely amazed by the craftsmanship of this pen. I have a new interest in hand-turned fountain pens now since seeing this pen. I'm really looking forward to the San Francisco Pen Show and checking all of those makers out with, looking from a different perspective, not looking at the beautiful resin that they used, which, as you know, I'm not really into all of the swirly resins, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. But also to pick them up and look at them from the perspective of craftsmanship. And of course, they will all be measured by this standard or judged by this standard. No, I really want to look at them and see, because they're different. There are differences, which is cool because then every maker has their own, unique style. So I'm going to compare. I haven't filmed the video just yet, but I want to compare these 4 pens with each other. These 2 are Walltowns. This is a Little Pen Designs. This is the Bone Crusher 7 Studios. And just look at the size, the sections, the polishing, how smooth the threads are, what I notice when I look at the pens from the eye of the, making, not the resin at all. But also, I'm so thankful to Jackie who sent these over because, oh my gosh, I now fully understand what you all mean by these pens are so beautiful. The depth of these resins and the intricate details that you can see only when you look at them in I hope you can at least get a tiny glimpse of this. These are so not my colors. This is so not my style, but I can absolutely appreciate the beautiful resin and, see the depth and see all the swirls, how this is beautiful, even if it's not my thing. If this one was in this resin, I would totally ask to keep this. I probably, if this was my pen, in this resin, I wouldn't loan it to anyone because I would fear that they would want to keep it because this is just so stunning. I have been feeling super bombarded with primary manipulation here, primary manipulation there, but I totally get it. This is, wow, so pretty. Let me see. And there's, you know, you can see through here, some sections are opaque instead of like this milky transparency right here. Look at the, I don't think that there is any glitter in this one. But oh, wow. Wow. I especially love the orange details right here. And so I have been, since the second I got this and looked at it and found how amazing it looks, I have been looking at the Bone Crusher 7 Studios site and I'm like, should I get this one? Should I get that one? No, you need to wait until you have actually written with this pen. Don't go and buy the pen. Ugh. I'm hardcore addicted now. I don't even know. Yeah, you could post it, but that's not necessary. Yeah, that's where my fountain penning is right now. Completely going down a different rabbit hole yet again, as usual, as I do. And I need some water from my water bottle. But this Sunday, so today, I am starting back up with inking 3 pens every week. And the reason why I want to ink 3 pens every week is so that I can put them right here. These are all the pens that are still inked. I cleaned a bunch of pens last night with I made pen flush. Because, guess what? There was a first as well. I had a moldy ink. And it was one that I had put in a pen. But it wasn't moldy when I put it in the pen. So that must have grown since I put it in the pen on June 17th. Which I was super felt weird. So I flushed. And of course, it was the ink where I did the nib swap. I also have a video about the Sailor nib swap coming. I think that is coming out this upcoming Wednesday. And of course, so now I had to pen flush 2 pens. You know how it is. So what I'm thinking is, what I'm doing today, and we are in minute 13 and I still don't know what I'm doing. Let me put pens down here. Is why don't we, I don't have all the supplies that I need to grab. Why don't we start this weekly spreadish thing here. Where is it? One of those here. And then swatch the ink and fill a pen here. And then chat some more. So these 3 are the ones that go in a pen this coming week, starting today. And then next week is these 3. And then we're getting closer to inks that I have used recently. My voice is still not back to being the best. This was my last week. These 3 pens are just so cool together. Look at how it looks. And this one is cleaned, this one is cleaned, but this one is still going strong. I like it. I like Lennon Toolbar Oyster in the Pelikan M800. It's so good. So I'm gonna get supplies and then we'll start. I usually put a swatch of the ink into my swatch book, but it's already here, so I don't have to do that. I needed my tin cup thingy. So this can go. The problem, not the reason why the reason why I hadn't filled, I also flushed all of my pipettes with pen flush. And I actually made my own pen flush because I didn't want to pay shipping for something that I can get at the store and make myself. And then I have a never-ending supply for that. Now, I haven't swatched and filled a pen yet because I went hiking this morning, but also because I don't know where to put this ink. I would love to use one of the pens that were just sent to me. I haven't filmed a video on those yet, so I don't think I want to put them in here. Green would go in here. That would work. But I'm actually more interested in putting this into one of these. Now, I'm going to be letting you know that, as I said, there is a video coming, but in short, this one is a tiny bit wetter than this one. Maybe if it was my pen, I would floss the tines on this one. But because it's not my pen, I'm not so sure that I want to do that. So maybe I'm going to put it in here. I mean, a blue pen. Oh, let's just, what week is this? Week. Here's a thing. July. Week. Today is the 14th. I'm going to count this with week 29. Was that actually true? Does that happen to you too? That you look at something, you say it, and then you put the thing away, and then you're second guessing yourself. Week 29. So, wow, this is what you get for July 14 to July something. Why, friends? Why? The 20th. Okay. And I think the last time that I did this, I also said that I'm a fierce defender of the Monday start week, and that I'm starting the week on a Sunday for these ink swatches is just does not really compute. So I need a stamp, and maybe I'm going to use this one this time. I used this last month in June. I used the birds with the bottle here for the first part, and then here I used the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, and then I used these cats with the fountain pens. And so I think it would be a nice thing to use this here. I'm always trying to stamp on the left side of the page, because my ink, the stamping ink that I have, which I don't know where my ink pad is. That's not good. Oh, it's right over there. The Versa Fine ink and the paper. I don't know if it's with all the inks. The only one that I use for stamping is Versa Fine. It makes the paper structure, something happens with it, and so it doesn't on the other side. So if I'm stamping here on the back side of the page, the writing is not going to be all that great. It feels like it's spreading, it bleeds, and it also feels lighter, like it takes away some of the color of the ink. And so if I'm stamping on this side, it's been written on the other side already, so I don't have to worry about that. So let's start. Today is, let's put away everything that is obstructing my, I have piles. So this is an empty space, but around you right here, there's mountains. So here is paper towel. Here is a thingy-majiggy bob. Okay, so I think, no, you're wrong. Sunday. July 14, 2024. I always thought that screw-on caps to post are cool. Since I've been using this, I don't think so anymore. I'm like, no, I don't like that anymore. It's so, if you like stop to write and then you cap your pen again and then you start writing again and you always have to screw on the cap to post. Do you know how annoying that actually is? Oh my gosh. I never thought that I would post, uncap a pen so often during my journaling sessions. Nope, it's not good. No, this is not the pen that I'm going to use. I don't know what this is, what's wrong with this pen, but this just looks so classy. It appeals to me so much. Okay, so let's use this one. I like how these two complement each other. The Waterman Karen has a proprietary cartridge, I believe. It looks very much like a regular, I mean, I don't have to question it. It looks like a regular standard international cartridge. There is a hole, breather hole right here. So I need to make sure that it's submerged at least onto there. And then we'll just fill it. Not happening. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay. Lid. And then this is clean. Let me just clean this off. All right. So this is, how do we do this? I have completely forgotten all the things. First the ink, of course, because it's bottles, inks. Troublemaker. Hanging Rise. And the ink is Waterman Karen. What did I write? Yep, and then I'm just going to call this Cobalt Blue. I don't even know what Cobalt Blue looks like. I might just have to go and look. So what are my thoughts? I really love the color of the ink. I'm just always afraid that it's a dry writing experience. This isn't wet, but it's also not super dry. I'm using the Waterman Karen for the first time. And I can't wait to write with it for a longer writing session. Happy meal? Here I come. Or maybe I can use it in my weekly journal. All right. So I wrote this and I'm feeling kind of crampy, but I actually don't know if it's just because I haven't used a pen in a while. And I've been hiking this morning, as I mentioned multiple times now. So I'm really looking forward to using this upcoming week. I should probably take these pens out and then put the 3 in here. I tested this out too with my setup for my fountain, my watercolors that I usually have in the Superior Labor something tool pouch. All of this, or most of this, the most important stuff. This one, I get the paintbrush, I get the watercolor palette in here. I was able to fit one of my Uni Jets streams, a pencil, like all the essentials in here. And I might set that up like it, and then maybe use this during June, July, and August just to see how it is. It's like, do you know One Book July? Maybe it's One Pouch July for me. I should do that. We can do that together later. So the first ink that I inked, okay. I'm also curious to see if, like, how the ink holds up in the pen. If maybe you're aware, maybe you're not. What did I write here? Only the inks. Okay. Troublemaker. Hanging rice. One of the pet peeves that I have is when the ink evaporates, or the water of the in the ink evaporates, and then you either have hard starts or the pen starts out writing really dark. That is something that I don't enjoy at all. And so I'm really curious to see how this is going to work out for me in that aspect. So let's put this away. I also don't really like that this is so wonky. Who did this? Why don't we just keep going? Let me just close that water thing. So the ink that was moldy was my 2022 San Francisco Pen Show exclusive ink, Vinta Tabuan Purple Sea Star. And it was really weird because I used it and there was nothing in there. No, no no mold, no gunk, nothing. And then I opened it up because I had swapped the nibs, and then in order to make this nib start writing, I primed the feed, and basically I did this all the way up. And so I thought, let me just add some more ink so I can try and see how this writes. Well, I go grab the bottle, I open it, and there's molds growing on top of the ink surface, as well as on the edge of the bottle. And now I'm wondering, did I contaminate this with my nib? So were there mold spores on this nib when I put the nib in there? I also put in my pipettes when I swatched it. Was that something that made it that way? I don't have enough converters, so I need to use the empty sailor cartridges. Yeah, it's a scary thought. That made me, of course, go out and purchase ammonia, distilled water, and then I made one of the mason jars. I filled one of those and used it as pen flush. I flushed actually all of my pens, and that's why I also flushed the pipettes with pen flush too. That is definitely a reason why I would it could be considered a good idea to use an ink miser to fill your pens, so you don't stick the nib into the bottle. But how do you get the ink out? Do you use a fresh pipette every time, or do you pour it out? I have no answer. I'm just thinking out loud, because anything I dip into the ink is a potential contaminator. If it's the nib, well then you know what I mean. So I'm not too concerned, but I'm also thinking about ways on how to prevent this in the future. I'm not trying to have the worst case scenario and say that, everything was wrong, but I do still want to make sure that of the ink bottles that I own, none of them get moldy again. So yeah, how do you do that? What's your safety protocol? Do you have one? I would love to know, because up until this point, I don't think I have ever had a moldy, gunky ink yet. The only thing that was came close was one sample that I wasn't 100% sure if there was some gunk inside. And so I decided to immediately flush the pen, and then I'm not going to put this nib on here. Is there a Lamy converter? Yes, but that's not for this one. Where's the rest of this pen? Here. I then immediately cleaned out the pen. No, that's not what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh yes, I remember. I immediately flushed the pen. And it wasn't this one. I dumped the ink sample and I threw away the sample the vial. But other than that, I did not have any problems with mold, gunk, or any weird, weird things have happened once to a sample that I had received in an ink flight box where it discolored. But yeah, that's about as far as bad experiences with ink because of their behavior, you know, being moldy or so is going. Oh my gosh. This one is really lovely too. I love this pen. And this is the only pen where I accept the ink evaporating and drying out. When I'm looking at this, I can see that the black engraving here, what is that? I can feel it. It's not printed on, but it's coming off. The P here and the G here are becoming white. And then this goes in here. I think I also need to purchase one more Lamy converter. Let me put that nib on here. And then this last one is not really dry yet. Well, most of them aren't. So then this here. I remember that one of the inks that I'm going to use this upcoming week is Sailor Shikiori Yuki Akari, which is a very, very light turquoise ink. And I had a really great experience in this pen, but I'm going to branch out. So let me put all of this away. This one goes here. And none of them. Okay, so the Lamys are all here. Okay, what was this side? Is this my pilot stuff? I don't know, actually. Where do I put my sailor pens? Was there a specific space? Maybe I put the sailor stuff over here? Nah. So I have the Walltown What's. Oh, okay. So this goes here. This goes here. No, That's not even my pen. So I do have one slot left for another hand-turned fountain pen, you know. I could go and buy one. This one would fit right well right here, right? What do you think? Okay, so here is space for that hand-turned fountain pen that I don't own yet. Here's my Scarlet Esterbrook. What goes here? Where? Okay, well, maybe my Pelican, and I have 3 Pilot pens. Pelican, something, and then my Sailors go here, I believe. And I do have quite a few now, which is, at the beginning of the year, I had 0 Sailor fountain pens. Now I have 1, 2, the Nagasawa Gierske, the Imperial Black, the Pro Gear Slim, and the King of Pens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That escalated quickly. Oh, I think I'm going to put this into my pen case right as well, because I'm not inking this one up right now. And I don't think I'm going to ink the Waterman Corinne up next week or so, because I want to also have a writing experience with this pen. So I'm at least trying to hold off with that fountain pen, with purchasing my own personal Bone Crusher 7 Studios Velma model until I have written 1 page or 2 pages with this pen. I think I talked about this previously, but I have not filled in these 2 yet. That's why this is still in here, because I can't retire it just yet. This one isn't decorated at all yet. It's nothing. There's stuff that I want to stick in here, but we're here, so I need to get something. I don't have to. I want to get something going here, and I need a thing. Ha! I just remembered. My friend Amy gave this to me, and I recently tried to destash some of my notebooks that I have hoarded. And so I looked at this and I was like, I don't know if I enjoy the craft paper. So I opened it up. Look at this. It's a thing with pockets. Like, why didn't I open this and look at it when she gave it to me? I missed out. So I need one of those. And I popped in my package from the stationery selection, there was a little teeny tiny, it looks like a Lifesaver candy, but it's lemon. And of course, I'm sucking on it right now. So, what happened this past week? We went on a beautiful hike. We went on 3 hikes this week. It was awesome. So the first one was the Donner Pass Railroad Tunnel hike. If you're close to Lake Tahoe, or if you're on vacation in around Lake Tahoe, this is a really cool hike to do when it's hot, because it goes through old railroad tunnels and it's not at all hot. And it was the best thing that we could have done during the heat wave. It feels a little bit weird at times because it's dark. It's not really dark because there's like little teeny tiny gaps and there's light coming in, but sometimes it's dark. And then you start walking basically below Donner Peak. And then it's not the longest hike, which is okay. But at the end of that hike, there is a beautiful view of Donner Lake. And if you're there, also check out the Donner Memorial Historic Park site, something. It's a small free museum, and it tells the story of the Donner Party trying to cross the Sierra Nevada, which is, I think it's very informative. Of course, as usual, it's told from the perspective of whites, as it usually happens with history and history books. So you need to always look at it with that in mind. But it's still a great learning opportunity for sure. Okay. So why am I talking about this? Because that's what happened then Tuesday. What did we do on Tuesday? Did we do anything else on Monday? So what else happened? Tuesday, my sister and her family left. They left. Maybe I can, you know what? Maybe I can print a photo. Yeah, I didn't deal with the puppy yet. I'm not sure if he needs water or what he needs. And then we decided to go grocery shopping. What else did we do? Oh, I got hiking boots. Hiking boots. And that was one of the best purchases that I could have made. Best purchase. Because we went hiking, Steamboat Trail. We're super non-hikers. Let me explain. We are, I think I've talked about that previously with other things. So it's like, are you a letter writer? And do you actually write letters, or do you like the idea of writing letters, but you don't? And if you have the expectation that you write letters all the time, but you don't, then maybe it's better to just let go of that expectation and say, oh, I like the idea, but I actually don't do it. Need to give him some water. Okay, I'm back. And it felt so much better, but it was already started too late. Sunny. That's the only problem with being here. But I was talking about liking the idea more of something more than actually doing it. I think it's totally fine to like something or like the idea of it and not do it. And we are kind of like that with being outdoorsy. So we like the idea of going on hikes, on doing all the exploring and going all everywhere, being outdoor all the time. And now we actually live somewhere where when we go outside, we are almost outdoorsy. And now we actually want to do it and not just talk about it all the time. So we are trying to go hiking every Sunday now. And my husband went back to work on Thursday, so we made sure to do all the chore-y stuff on Tuesday, so we had the Wednesday morning to go hiking. But that's one of the things, when there's no shady area, then you need to leave so early that when the sun is up, it's not too hot. It's not too hot. So then, a moldy ink is another thing. Moldy ink. So much happy mail. Oh, guess what? I also sold my Scribo, which is awesome. I think that's the reason why I feel like, let me go buy all the pens. But I shouldn't. I don't want to. Moldy ink. So much happy mail. Sold. Scribo. Yes. This is so cool. This is so cool. Maybe I'm just gonna buy one. I had 2 in my cart. Like that. I'm that. Yay, I sold my Scribo. I can buy 2 of these. Because I kind of feel like I want to buy that pen that my friend Shauna loves, so that when she has money and she loves it in real life, she can buy that from me. But also then, really, should I? Is that a good idea even? Shauna, when you watch this, what do you think about that? If you say, that is the best idea ever, I might go and do that right on Monday morning. So much happy mail. What was yesterday? I went back to work on Friday. And I'm actually glad that I took time off for 2 weeks, because it made me really appreciate going back to work. I like my job, which I also liked my Starbucks job, but it was so stressful that, like, you know, on day 2 after you went back, you were like, nah. And I liked going back. Happy to be back. And then what today? Today we explored Keystone Canyon. And this is like really weird. You're parking at the edge of a city block. There's a parking lot, and then you walk into this canyon, and it feels like you're in the middle of nowhere, which is so weird. And every time I do hikes like this, that's why I need to do more. I come back or I walk there and I feel like, wow, it was a family decision, but it's like, wow, I really love it here. I'm so glad we are here and not where we were before. You know what I mean? That's so cool. And if you now go Google all the trails, then you know where I live. I don't make a super big fuss about hiding where I am. So and if you're close by and you are a fountain pen enthusiast, then I would love for you to comment down below so we can get together and have a fountain pen meetup. That would be like the best outcome. I also bought postcards. Here. I'm a sucker for these older postcards. So I'm thinking maybe, you know what? I haven't given away. I'm so bad. I always say I'm giving away all the stuff. And I have put it aside, but I haven't shipped it out yet. It's like there's always this balance that needs to happen between what I'm shipping out, what I'm creatively journaling, what I'm doing with my fountain pens, keeping the house cleanish, keeping the family alive, all of those things, going to work. And so I just put the giveaway stuff away, but maybe I can send some postcards. There's not much to write underneath. Anyway. So if you comment down below, I will send you the first 3 people to comment. Let me know if you want red, yellow, or blue. And I will, so there is 3 postcards that I will send to 3 people. If you comment with red, it's going to you. If you comment with blue and yellow, that's what I'll do. Now, if I show this to my Ko-fi people first, they might snack them up before you, but that's okay. That's just how life goes. I was just wondering if I should make some rules and regulations for that, but nope, I am not. Look at this amazing journal page. I'm going to go and let you go now, even though I didn't do anything in here. This is helping me fill this page, and I want to fill this page with all of these ephemera pieces here. And then I think I'm going to start here, and then when I'm done with this, I will go back and backfill the other items. I think what helps me with, sitting here talking to you about my life, reflecting on all the things, helps me, first of all, think of, when I look through my ephemera, is there something that fits these themes that I can put in here? I know this was a very eventful, hikey week, so maybe I'm going to just dedicate 1 page to the hikes, possibly. I don't know. I documented much of the Happy Mail stuff that I purchased. I did go out and purchase quite a bit. But my stationery budget is at an all-time high as well, which means that that's a thing that I struggle with. If I have a lot of budget, then I'm like, oh my gosh, what's this stationery order right here? It's nothing. So I just go and buy. What instead I should do is say, okay, I got to this point. Maybe I can reach whatever other budget high I can get to, instead of then saying, well, I'm here. If I spent this much money, I'm still here. So, yep. How did I get there? I don't know. Oh, yes. So I'm looking for happy stationery ephemera that fits all of those themes. And because this is so much, I know that I don't have to, put so much stuff in here to fill the page. Alrighty. Thank you so much for being here. I wonder if I can incorporate this one into my stuff. I'm going to sit here all day long and work on stuff. But I will see you soon. Let me know what you did this weekend and how you're doing. I'm so glad to be back, and I will see you on Wednesday with a cool video. Like all of my videos are super cool. Goodbye.